The moonlight cast an eerie glow over Texarkana's lovers' lanes, transforming peaceful retreats into hunting grounds for a predator. On a crisp February night in 1946, the air thick with anticipation, young couples sought solace in the shadows, unaware of the terror lurking nearby. Mary Jean Larry and her boyfriend, Jimmy Hollis, parked their car on a secluded road, their laughter echoing softly in the stillness of the night. Suddenly, a blinding light pierced through the darkness, freezing them in fear. A figure emerged, wearing a white hood with eye holes cut out, his silhouette etched against the silver moon like a ghostly apparition. The couple's screams shattered the night as the hooded figure attacked, leaving them battered and traumatized, but miraculously alive. News of the assault spread like wildfire through Texarkana, a border town straddling Texas and Arkansas, igniting a spark of fear. But it was only the beginning of a reign of terror that would grip the city for months. 3 weeks later, another couple fell victim to the Phantom Killer. Richard Griffin and Polly and Moore were found dead in their car, their bodies riddled with bullets, their dreams shattered in an instant. The city trembled as the realization set in. A serial killer was on the loose. Captain Manuel T. Gonzalez, a legendary Texas Ranger, arrived in Texarkana, his steely gaze and unwavering determination offering a glimmer of hope. But even as Gonzalez began his investigation, the killer struck again. Paul Martin and Betty Jo Booker, two teenagers full of life and promise, were found slain in Spring Lake Park, their bodies discarded like broken dolls. The city descended into panic, streets emptying as night fell, windows and doors locked tight against the unseen menace. Rumors swirled like autumn leaves, each whisper adding to the growing hysteria. Some claimed the killer was a woman scorned, others a vengeful spirit. But as the investigation deepened, a chilling pattern emerged. The killer struck on weekends, always under the cover of moonlight, targeting young couples in isolated areas. Captain Gonzalez and his team worked tirelessly, sifting through evidence and following countless leads. But the Phantom Killer remained elusive, always one step ahead. As spring bloomed, bringing new life to Texarkana, the killer's hunger seemed to grow with the lengthening days. On a warm May evening, Virgil Starks sat in his living room, reading the newspaper as his wife, Katie, prepared for bed. The tranquility of their home was shattered by gunshots. Virgil slumping forward, killed instantly by bullets through the window. Katie, hearing the commotion, rushed to her husband's aid, only to be met by the killer's merciless assault. Miraculously, she survived, stumbling to a neighbor's house for help, her testimony providing new clues for the desperate investigators. The attack on the Starks marked a shift in the killer's modus operandi, abandoning the lovers' lanes for a residential area. This bold move sent shockwaves through the community, as no one felt safe, even in the sanctity of their own homes. Captain Gonzalez intensified the manhunt, deploying additional officers, and enlisting the help of bloodhounds to track the killer's scent. But as days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, the trail grew cold, and the Phantom Killer seemed to vanish into thin air. The city remained on edge, its residents forever changed by the terror they had endured. As summer faded into autumn, the attacks ceased, leaving behind a legacy of fear and unanswered questions. Theories abounded about the killer's identity and motives, each more fantastic than the last. Some believed the murderer had been caught for another crime, while others insisted he had moved on to terrorize another town. The investigation continued for years, with Captain Gonzalez refusing to give up, determined to bring closure to the victims' families and the haunted city. But as time passed, the case grew colder, the Phantom Killer's true identity remaining shrouded in mystery. Decades later, the Texarkana Moonlight murders continue to captivate and terrify, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the hearts of men. The case has inspired countless books, films, and urban legends, each retelling adding new layers to the Phantom Killer's mystique. But for those who lived through those terrifying months in 1946, the memories remain vivid, a wound that never fully healed. Mary Jean Larey, one of the few survivors, carried the scars of her encounter with the Phantom Killer for the rest of her life. Her testimony, along with the other pieces of evidence collected over the years, continues to tantalize amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike. The identity of Jack Hollis, the name given to the Phantom Killer in this retelling, remains a subject of intense speculation and debate. Some argue that he was a local man hiding in plain sight, while others believe he was a drifter who disappeared as quickly as he arrived. The case files, still open after all these years, contain tantalizing clues and frustrating dead ends. Partial fingerprint, never matched. A strand of hair, its owner unknown. And the haunting descriptions of the hooded figure, etched into the memories of those who encountered him and lived to tell the tale. As the years pass, the chances of solving the Texarkana Moonlight murders grow slimmer. Witnesses age, evidence degrades, and the truth slips further from grasp. But the legacy of those terrifying months lives on, a cautionary tale of the evil that can lurk in the shadows of a moonlit night. For the residents of Texarkana, the Phantom Killer remains a boogeyman, a legend whispered to frighten children and a reminder of a darker time. The case serves as a grim reminder of the limits of justice and the enduring power of unsolved mysteries to capture our imagination. As long as the identity of the Texarkana Phantom Killer remains unknown, the possibility exists that he or his descendants still walk among us, carrying the dark secret of those moonlit murders. And so, the legend of the Texarkana Moonlight murders endures, a chilling chapter in the annals of American crime, forever etched in the collective memory of a city that once trembled in the moonlight.